Makes this announcement. Let's talk more about it with Jess McIntosh, our political commentator, also former communications director of outreach for Hillary Clinton's campaign. Good morning to you, Jess. Let me ask you two questions that former President Obama, according to this new Vanity Fair article, asked Beto O'Rourke when the two of them sat down and had a little chat. The first, does he have a path to victory?
I mean, I think absolutely he does. We've seen that people get very enthusiastic when they are around him. I am sitting here in Austin, Texas right now, where I can tell you folks are very, very excited about his candidacy. I'm interested to see what he lays out. I thought it was an interesting choice not to have a big scene-setting rally today. I read the Vanity Fair piece. I'm excited by the emotional authenticity that he can bring, by the kind of vulnerability that he's able to show. Way that he pulls back the curtain on what the life of a candidate is and why one might want to do this. The only thing that I want to make sure is part of a conversation when we talk about Beto is that it would be near impossible for a woman to run that same kind of race. Trying to imagine a woman saying, "I was born to do this," is really pretty impossible. Similarly, trying to imagine sure, my kids say they're going to cry every day that I'm running, but I'm going to do it anyway, would also be impossible. So as Beto is rightfully praised for the sort of outside the conventional candidacy that he's putting forward, I want to make sure that that double standard is part of the conversation, because I think it could do us all a lot of good if we started treating everybody about the same.
Wouldn't that be a thing, huh? You make an interesting point. Nia Malika Henderson wrote a great piece on exactly that a few months ago that people should look up on CNN.com. The other question that President Obama asked him is, what do you uniquely offer the country? What do you think? Is there something that he uniquely offers the country?
Well, this is where he has a little bit of ground to make up. We have the most exciting, diverse field of candidates out there right now. And I think he has rightfully acknowledged that there might be a little bit of a misstep with him being a white guy, and maybe that's not the face of the new Democratic Party. But he answers that question pretty well. So I think his youth is probably working in favor for him. I think the fact that he's more or less a digital native is going to be super helpful. I want to hear more. Like I'm excited that we are starting as early as we are, because it gives them a chance to really differentiate.
I was struck by that answer in Vanity Fair to being a white man, something he can't change. He said, so, I get and respect people who won't vote for me because of that, but I would surround myself, my team would be very diverse. Finally, what Democrat that's already in this race do you think his candidacy hurts most?
Ooh, I mean, I think that the Bernie Sanders issue is a little bit, we saw Bernie's folks starting to go after Beto months ago, well before he was sure whether he was going to do the Senate or the presidential run. So I think they certainly seem to understand that that's a possible threat
interesting,
right
Jess,
there.
Because he is more, yes, he has, some progressive values and stances, but he's also much more centrist policy-wise than Sanders. So you think it would hurt Sanders more than like a Klobuchar or a Biden if he gets in?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Sanders sort of had he had that outsider base left over from 2016, and I think that a lot of those folks were also energized by Beto's candidacy, more because it's not a traditional campaign tactic that he uses. So I think that maybe more than a policy alignment might have been what drew them.